What do we do? Level it up.
Level it up. What are you gonna
Level
do?
it up.
Level it up.
What do we do?
Level it up.
Why?
Because
Because
it's time.
time to level it up. Hello,
Woo!
hello, everyone. You can tell we've been backstage having fun and enjoying the party. I have my girl, Dr. Z, here. She's actually on her way. She's on her way to work and she had to stop in. She's taking the place of someone else. This is how we do it. We don't miss an opportunity because you never know what happens. So she stepped in for a friend. That's what we do. And we're here to level it up tonight. We have another guest that's coming on with us, but we're just waiting for her to get on in. So now that I said all of that, let me tell you, my name is Dr. Betty Speaks. That's right, Betty Speaks. This is my authentic name. So many people ask, well, what's your real name? My real name is Dr. Betty Speaks, World Civility Ambassador, and I'm international speaker, author, certified professional Christian coach. And I tell you what, I am breathing and living in lifting others up in order that they can leave an imprint for others to follow. So, we're here to tell you today that this Level Up Virtual Summit rally, that's right, is actually to host the show that actually takes place on April 16th through the 18th. So remember that as we've been saying all week, strong people are not simply born, they level up by sharing their imprints they have created throughout their life journey. And that is a phenomenal quote right there. I honestly believe that my girlfriend, Kern Cherry, had her mind in the right place when she thought about inviting special leaders and presenters and business owners to this platform again that actually takes place on April 16th through the 18th, and it's the Level Up Summit. We have the Level Up Virtual Summit, and we have the website that is there. This is a mission where she decided to bring the best, brightest, and most brilliant entrepreneurs, business leaders, world changers, and difference makers for 3 days of connection, creation, and contribution. So I'm going to tell you again, it is time to level it up. And my friend, Dr. Z, is here on the platform with me. And I'm going to let her introduce herself. I will move myself out of the way and give the platform over to her. She is one of the phenomenal speakers at this event, and she will tell you who she is and where she's tuning in from. The floor is yours, my sister.
Thank you so much, Dr. Speaks. I appreciate it, and I'm glad to be here. I first want to say I apologize that my image is a little dark right now. We're traveling to Maryland. My other half has to do his military obligation this weekend, and I'm just along for the ride so he can take care of me because I'm going through a couple of health issues. But guess what? I'm going to level up in my health as well. I am a mindset coach. My background is in diversity, equity, and inclusion. I'm a diversity strategist, international speaker, and I basically am in the business of storytelling. I believe when you tell your story is powerful tool for improving change. And the Level Up Summit is going to be 3 awesome days. You're going to have people from all aspects of your life that can help you level up. Finance, we have a coach. If you are thinking about your mental health, we have someone there to talk about that too. If you've experienced domestic violence, oh my goodness, Dr. Yolanda Jerry is going to motivate you. So whatever you're going through in this season, on the other side, on after April 18th, you're going to have a vision on how to what? Level up.
I'm telling you, didn't I tell you she's gonna be off the chain this night? We have our other guest just came in, so welcome, Jackie. It's good to see you.
How is everybody? Can you all hear me now?
Yes, we can
Yes.
hear you loud and clear. Listen, young lady, we came in chanting, we came in raising the noise. So if you can turn your speaker off on your Facebook? I think you have something on.
Um, I can turn my phone off.
Yes, just down. Maybe the volume down.
Okay, so that's all. Let me make sure my iPad is off.
It sounds like something is. But yes, so thank you so much for coming on board, young lady. How are you?
Thank you for having me. I am
Yes.
good. I'm good. I'm good. How's
So I'm gonna.
everybody?
Yes, I am fabulous. We've been here jamming, having a good time. Last night, the night before, the other speakers brought the energy. They brought the energy. We had folks singing. Others requesting songs. So we're gonna see what you ladies are bringing. I just have to realize there's like feedback coming from you.
Yeah, and I'm wondering if because all of my devices are off, but
Okay.
maybe I can turn my mic down. I mean, turn my volume down.
Well, what I'll do in the meantime, I'm going to remove myself so you can let everyone know who you are and
Okay.
where you're tuning in. Okay.
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. My name is Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. I am a confidence and success coach. I am also a TV show host, as well as quarterly symposium host, as well as an author and a clinician, right? Hopefully I named everything. So that's who I am title wise. As a person, just to kind of give you a little bit, background, is confidence and teaching other women to how to build their confidence and their self-confidence is very near and dear to me because, I came from a place of not believing in myself and not feeling that I could, achieve whatever I wanted to achieve. I constantly limited myself and put myself in like a little box, if you will. So I know what it feels like to live, to live like that. So I wanted to, when I started realizing your potential, which is the name of my company, that was the main reason, was that I wanted to help other African American women realize that they are limitless. So in a nutshell, that's me, that's what I do, and that's why it's very, very important to me. And I love opportunities like this to collaborate with other women that are
Yeah,
doing it.
absolutely. That's what Dr. Z and I were chatting about prior to you coming on. We were saying that what a phenomenal platform this is for us to get together and share our values with one another. It's amazing to
Yeah.
see women collaborate in today's world. So I'm going to just remind folks that we're here today to promote the Club Virtual Summit that takes place April 16th through the 18th. And the mission of the summit is to bring together the best, the brightest, and the most brilliant entrepreneurs, business leaders, world changers, and difference makers for 3 days of connection, creation, and contribution. That's why we tell everyone it's time to level up. You will see the website address there. That address is um, www.levelup.com. And again, we just want to remind you that strong people are not simply born, they level up by sharing their imprints they create throughout their life journey. So I'm going to ask our guests just a couple of questions to let you know who they are and get you a little closer to their hearts of why they are participating in such a phenomenal summit. And I'll start with my friend who just walked in. Jackie, I'm going to start with you. Jackie, tell us the topic that you'll be speaking on at the summit.
My topic is going to be 3 effective ways in which to immediately increase your confidence and your self-confidence. So that's my topic specifically. And I wanted to be able to give everyone, some basically actionable steps that they can begin implementing right away. And not too much. Sometimes people always think more is better, right? But sometimes you end up overwhelming people, if you give them like, I don't know, 10 or 12 things to do, right? So it's three actionable steps that anybody can start doing like right away that will immediately increase your, like I said, your confidence and your self-confidence.
I love that. Honestly, that's amazing. Thank you for sharing. I was going to come back and say, shh, don't give us too much. But that was amazing. What about you, Dr. Z?
Okay, thank you so much for asking. First, let me just be fully transparent. I am in the place of Dr. Nicole Peters today because I would like for us just to pray for her and her family as she's traveling because her godmother passed away. So, actually, I'm an ambassador for the Level Up Summit. Kern Cherry does a phenomenal job of getting together powerhouse speakers, thought leaders, and game changers in the world from across, like I said, the globe. I actually am not speaking this particular summit, although I did speak the last summit and I talked about thriving in uncertain time. On the backlash of 2020, we've all gone through a lot of different things. Many of us have lost family members, some of us have lost our job, some of us, our mental space is not all the way where we would like for it to be. So I want you to have your notepad, take copious notes, follow the speakers. Don't forget to go to the vendor section because there are a lot of different things that can help you level up to the new level. We're in 2021, the second quarter. And the question I have for you, how are you going to make a change? What is your dash going to be? Right now, you are living in your legacy. And right now, you have the opportunity because you still have breath. You feel that right there? That's your heartbeat. Therefore, you still have an opportunity to do things that you have on your bucket list. The things that you say, I'm going to do tomorrow. No, not tomorrow. Do it today. And I guarantee you, after this summit, you're going to be on fire and ready to make a change.
Unbelievable. I honestly love the fact that you see what you did there. You, first of all, you lift up, you raised up, you leveled up the host of this event. That's what we do as sisters, you know. It doesn't matter what flavor of sister you are. There's a variety of flavors of sisters on the platform tonight, you know. So she just leveled up Kern Cherry. Come on, Jackie. What do you have to say about that?
All right, Miss. Whew. Okay, so let me first say this. I haven't known Kern very long. She was actually a speaker in my previous summit that I did in January, because I do my quarterly symposiums quarterly. I do them in January, May, and September. So I initially became introduced to her through, her applying to be a speaker at my summit in January. And she's also speaking on the one in May too. But it's like from just initially like meeting her, because I interviewed everybody. She just seemed really down to earth. She seemed about her business, right? And she
Yes.
seemed very down to earth, and easy to talk to.
Mhm.
I think in this online space, it's easy for people to pretend. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Pretend to be a
yeah,
certain way,
Absolutely.
but when I talked to her, I felt, like a sense of genuineness, and I felt, I was like, wow, because it really made me feel like she was interested in, succeeding and continuing to succeed, but also
mhm.
helping other women succeed. You know what I mean? And
That's
that
what
that means a lot
matters.
to me, and I think sometimes
Mhm.
people lose sight of that. You know what I mean? But
Girl,
that's what I really like about her, and being a part of this summit. I
yes.
mean, I've never experienced anything like this before.
Hmm.
And this has just been, and we ain't even started the summit yet. And it's just been an awesome
And
experience, right? I
you
mean,
feel
I
the
meet y'all.
synergy and energy already, don't
Yes.
you?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. So, I mean, this
Yes.
is, definitely, and I'm not just saying that, because I'm a part of it. I'll definitely do this again and again, because I really, because, again, she delivers,
Mhm.
and I like that, whatever she tells you she's going to do, she'll follow through, and just and the people that are speaking that are on this platform. I cannot wait to hear everybody's presentation. I am so excited.
Do you know what? I'm done with you, young lady. Not just yet, though. She's talking about the Level Up Virtual Summit that takes place April 16th through the 18th, put together by no other than Sherry. And listen, she's known as the butts in the seat masterpiece. That's what she's known in, butts in the seats, honestly. And when she does it, as Jackie is saying, it's when she looks for leaders, she's looking for those leaders that bring the best, that are brightest, the most brilliant entrepreneurs and business leaders, world those women, those leaders that are world changers and that are making a difference. So at this conference, the 3-day conference between the 16th through the 18th of April, you're going to have connection, creation, and contribution. That's why we're saying it is time for you to level it up. That's right. And you see the link there, level up time two, the number two, levelup.com. Registration is absolutely free. Go ahead and register yourself. Share it with a friend. Take a few moments and ask them to register as well. So I have just another question. Jackie, Dr. Z didn't get to answer that question, did she?
Mhm.
Come on, Dr. Z, you're getting away from me. You're not getting away from me.
Okay, what's the question, doctor?
Oh, you know what? You started out first, so it is actually
Oh, did
Jack.
she? Okay.
Yes. I want to ask you what motivated you to start the business that you have. You explained
Oh,
to us what your business is. Could
okay.
you just let us know what
Abs-
motivated you?
Absolutely. Well, let me just take you guys back. When I was in high school, I had an event that stuck with me for the rest of my life. Everybody has these pivotal events that are burned in your fertile context of your brain. So mine was, I was in special education because I have a learning disability, and I had a teacher who told me that I was not college material. Of course, that did a number on my self concept and my self esteem. My parents were advocates for me. They went to the school and had several meetings. Fast forward, I eventually did obtain my bachelor's, my master's, and as you can see, PhD now behind my name. But it wasn't easy. I had to overcome a lot of challenges. I had to learn to live in my authentic truth and to be comfortable with who I am as a person. Even in the workplace, I have worked in HR for almost 20 years, and I have been discriminated against. But I have to learn that a lot of times people say and do things out of ignorance. And so I guess God has placed me as the individual to help educate people. Working in diversity, equity, and inclusion is my passion. I love to bring gaps together and close them and inform other people. And I encourage other people to live their truth and speak their truth, because your lived experience can be a roadmap for someone else going through something. Now, I shared with you I have a learning disability, but I also have several other impairments. But you know what? They're not limited to me. I may struggle. I may, have to go to the hospital for something, like I did this week. But overall, I'm still very passionate about what I believe in. I know when I show up and when I speak, I'm helping someone else. So that is why I have B Global Diversity Strategic Planning, and I've had my business since 2015. And this is why I facilitate with organizations about diversity, equity, and inclusion across the globe. I work with the private sector and the federal government, and I do this because I want to make change.
I had to step away just a second to read a couple of the comments. There was a comment from Kern. She said, Dr. Z, you should be on the platform speaking. And Jackie, I know me and Jackie was just like nodding our heads and confirming the things that you were saying. She says, I love these two ladies right here. They are definitely level up summit leaders. So so
Thank you, Kern.
yes, yes, and definitely. Jackie, what are some of the things that motivated you? Because you have a profound resume as well, or
So,
bio.
I had mentioned before that, coming from that place of feeling completely um like powerless.
Hmm.
Like I didn't really feel like I could make a difference, or that I could lead the life that I wanted to lead. That
Yeah.
I just had to settle, basically. People settle in relationships. Well,
Mhm.
sometimes people do the same thing in their life. They
Mhm.
just settle, you know, and that's what people do if they don't feel like they can change it. If
Absolutely.
they don't take the responsibility or feel that the responsibility is theirs. So
Yes.
I know what it feels like to come from that place. You know, so that's one piece of the puzzle. The second piece of the puzzle is what I had come to realize is that African American women are some of the educated group, highest educated group here within the United States, right? But what I had often found, just in my professional career, in my personal life, right? Because I'm a clinician, excuse me. So I, work with a lot of women, from all different types of backgrounds, all different, socioeconomic statuses, different, ethnicities, married, single, children, no children, right? And one common theme that I found was low self-esteem, right? Or low self-confidence or low self-confidence. So I found that in my profession with dealing with, women in particular over the years, as well as, like I said, in my personal life, whether it be family members, other women I went to college with, just at different jobs and so forth. And what I found was that even though we had, the doctorate degrees and the master's degree, and we had the large houses and the nice cars and the nice clothes and, the jury and so on and so forth, right? Once you begin to peel like an onion, once you begin to peel back those layers, right? Underneath all of that, there's still a huge sense of low self-esteem, right? And that in itself just between noticing that and actually having experienced that myself, I was like, okay, and that's why I called it realizing your potential, because I think so many of us are sitting on these talents, that nobody knows about because we're so fearful, fear of being judged, fear of failure, imposter syndrome. The list goes on and on. But we are so nervous and so scared that we just tuck it away, and just try to forget about it, because we don't feel because we feel ashamed or we feel that we don't have what it takes, that we're not enough. We feel that
Wow.
we are not enough. So for me, it is so important to help women realize that they are enough. They
Mm.
are enough. Your voice matters. You matter, you know, and once you are able to grasp that, right? What happens at that point? We are able to teach others. We can teach our children better, right? Like now, we are setting an example, like how we work together, how we collaborate and run our business. We're showing, like, for example, I have a 16-year-old niece. This shows her this is leading by example, so being able to allow women to recognize their greatness and stop being so afraid and bring it out of the closet, pull it out, and don't be afraid to shine your light. So that is my motivation, my number one motivation behind starting realizing your potential. And that's why I specifically cater to African American women. But that doesn't go into the because we would be here another 10 minutes or so if I went into the whole ethnicity piece. I'm just saying,
Wow.
really I'm focusing on, education. We are so highly educated, but yet still have such a feeling of being so limited, and doubting ourselves, a lot of self-doubt. So I wanted
Mm.
to change that.
I love it. And you spoke on several things. And one of the quotes that I read last night is your life is the result of the choices you make. If you don't like your life, it is it is time to start making better choices. So I heard that come out of both of your whys tonight. And I don't know if I did ask you to share your the title, your speaking title. I think that's did you share what your title was? Yes. So that's what I wanted to make sure that our viewers heard that. And again, we're here with two amazing speakers that were, well, actually one and a half. How's that? Because Dr. Z is representing someone else tonight, and then Karen says she should be on the platform too. So she doesn't know why she's not speaking at the summit this year, but Dr. Z say, hold on, I'll be back next year. But this is a rally for the April 16th through the 18th Level Up Virtual Summit. Again, you could register. It's free. Level time two, the number two, levelup.com. And just go ahead, register today. Take 30 seconds and do that, and then invite someone else. Remember that strong people are not simply born, they level up by sharing their imprints they've created throughout their life journey. And that's what you hear these young ladies speaking on tonight. Phenomenal speakers that will be speaking at this particular summit. So I have a question, another question that I would actually ask the both of you. And for the most part, you share one of them. I wanted to ask you what were some of the setbacks that you had along the way in developing your platform. But I'll go ahead and ask you that, and if there's something that you haven't said that you would like to share, because we do have setbacks when we are, developing our platforms, and some people stop, but some people stay full focused and carry that platform out. So tell me if any setbacks that you may have encountered while going through your platform, Dr. Z. Talk to me.
Okay, Dr. Speaks. That's an excellent question because a lot of people see you moving and shaking. They see you on these platforms. They see your posts on social media and they think, wow, she has the life, but you don't know what's going on behind the scenes. You don't understand the struggles. You don't understand that I have self doubt, that I have a lot of medical issues, that oftentimes I walk with a walking cane. So my medical issues are first and foremost that I have one of the challenges. Also understanding who is in my tribe. I am now beginning to understand how to identify unsafe people, people who are in your life because they have a hidden agenda. So I'm surrounding myself with positive, like-minded individuals who truly are about elevating, leveling up, as we say, and also who want to support me as I go through my endeavors. And lastly, I would say a challenge has been just understanding my why. I've always known that I was passionate about diversity, equity, and inclusion, but now I'm very confident in the reason why I support other people, share their stories with the world, and also why speaking is in me, why I must speak. And I have so many things to talk about or write books. And it's because I have so much self doubt. I've gone through so much trials, tribulations, traumatic experiences that I know other people can identify with because I'm not alone. 1 in 4 Americans have a mental health condition. So that means that I am in a great majority, especially now as we're talking about COVID-19 and the pandemic and also the injustices that have been happening. Just think about Wednesday, January 6th. The people who are involved in that, they're going to have many of them might suffer from PTSD because of the event. So people suffer from different events, and I can help them understand and navigate those waters because I've been there. And that is part of my why I am a motivational speaker, why I am a writer, why I host my TV show, and why I facilitate diversity, equity, and inclusion trainings for organizations because I've been there. I have the technical knowledge and the lived experience. Thank you.
Unbelievable. Jacqueline, you must have shared some of these questions with her. So it sounds as though she's, oh my goodness, that's amazing. And I hear something in you. You know, you talk about mental health issues and how your teachers thought that you were going to be a different way than who you are today. It seems, you know, if you don't say anything, I wouldn't know anything, right, Jacqueline? Ba-
Mhm.
I would not know that you went through something in life based on your presentation and the way you're answering questions and how you just like bounce everything out of your off your tongue. So I'm gonna ask Jacqueline too. Jacqueline, what challenges my sister?
Okay, so challenges. So I'll mention two. One is in 2018, I was diagnosed with can't even talk, with breast cancer, and so that was, I was a whirlwind of emotions, especially considering that my mom initially, she didn't pass from breast cancer, but she had stage three. Um, I can never say the word stage three, the type of cancer that spreads very easily. I can't remember the name of it, much as pronounce it. So, um, and it spread to a lot of her other organs. So, and then next thing you know, I'm told that I just go for a regular mammogram and find out, like, you have cancer. So that was, to say the least, a very troublesome time. I felt really defeated. I felt really defeated. So I wanted to mention that. And then this disheartens me to even say this, but again, it's one of the reasons why I started realizing your potential, is that sometimes when you interact with other, African American women, sometimes it's not always a very favorable conversation, a favorable interaction, you know and it, even though it doesn't happen all the time, but just it happening one or two times is really too much as far as I'm concerned. Because I'm a big supporter of us working together and collaborating, and I definitely think that that could be done. Even though people think differently, everybody goes about things a different way, but long as you have a general respect for the other person, or just a general respect for others, and an ability to communicate, right? You can handle just about anything. And just because, you have some differences doesn't mean that you can't collaborate, or doesn't mean that you can't be respectful towards one another. So I consider that I've had a couple of setbacks with that. I've had some nights where, maybe I'm planning a summit or something like that, and or just have an interaction, with someone, and I'll be telling my husband about it, and I'll just be so disheartened by it, just like I'm just like, wow, it just amazes me, because to me it doesn't take much to be nice to someone, or just to be respectful, or even like in the office place, just to say hi, hello, good morning. How much does that really take from you to be able to do that? So that, I've had some bumps in the road with that. And but I you know what I have to tell myself is that I'm not going to allow this interaction to change who I am. What I mean?
Mm,
I'm not going to allow me to just get bitter, and then as a result, oh, I don't work with women no more. I mean, because I've heard women say that in the past.
wow,
"Well, I don't have no women friends. Because of the fact that they've had a bad experience, and then they're very reluctant. They're very cautious and very reluctant. So that has been, like I said, that has been a struggle. But like I said, I'm not going to allow that. That person, they have some issues and some things that they need to deal with. I'm not going to allow that to stop me being me, and who I am.
amazing. You know, this is why we so love those women that are putting together events like this and are cordially inviting those of us that are out there reaching out to help others, inspire others with hope, or inspire others to soar. And when I say inspire others to soar, seize opportunities and rise against them. Inspire others to soar, seize opportunities, and like Dr. C says, rehabilitate and then empower others with hope.
Yeah.
So it takes some one of us to make a difference. That's what this summit is all about. We are making a difference. We are empowering others with hope. They can either come with us or stay where they are, but hope is helping other people excel. Hope is helping other people enjoy life. Hope is helping other people every single day. And that's what my sister, for 4 years now, we haven't been communicating like we've been sisters for 4 years. Karen from Mississippi. Am I humpback? Help me out, lady. You know what I'm saying. But but that we've been there. I remember we were at the very first when Dr. Cheryl Woods did the women's conference. That was the first time that had taken place. So we have the very first female vice president ever. So we're making moves so women can start collaborating. And that's the point of this event. Connection, collaboration, the three C's that she has out there. So someone will tag along like, oh, uh, all this time, the devil has been trying to divide us. There are three of us here tonight. All the while, the devil has been trying to divide us, and now we've come together like three C's that we are for this summit, and we're collaborating. So we just keep going forward. We keep inspiring each other to soar, and then we keep empowering one another with hope. And for those, that don't let anyone keep you up at night. I see you, Dr. Jacqueline. I see you doing things, making noise across the media. So it's as if no one is you keep doing that. I see you, Dr. Z. No one is going to mess with you. I see we're here now and we are leveling up. We're leaving imprints for others to follow. So I'm with you, ladies. You can't get rid of me now. We're tethered together here tonight. So we'll be tethered together until I close my eyes tightly. Okay?
Oh,
So
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much, Dr. Speaks. I would just
absolutely.
say that we need to start living with being authentic and practice kindness. That's something that a lot of people sometimes forget. I know we're going through struggles and we have a lot on our plate, but kindness is something that you can do just from your heart. Be the change that you want to see in the world and support other people. And the negative energy, yes, it's out there, but we have the power to say whether we're going to give that any play or we're going to acknowledge it. And I think moving forward, yeah, there are crabs in their barrel, but we don't need to be around them. We're just going to level up and just hang around people who have positive energy so that we can have synergy and soar.
I'm not messing with you. Go ahead, Jackie. What you got to say?
I love it. I love it. I love it. And you had mentioned earlier, Dr. Z, that about changing who you hang around. I don't know
Absolutely.
if you guys are familiar with this gentleman, but he's from Detroit, and he calls himself ET. I think his name is Eric Thomas.
Eric Thomas, yes.
No, okay.
Yes, of
One of his
course.
main things that he talks about is you are the sum total of the people that you surround yourself with.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And the thing of it is, I've really, on this entrepreneurial journey, I have really had to take a hard look at those people that I had like right in my inner circle. And really, the
Mhm.
bottom line is, and sometimes it's family. Again, like we don't like to talk about that, but just keeping it real. Sometimes it's family. And what I've come to learn is that everybody does not deserve a seat at that table.
Woo!
You
Say
don't
it
feel
again. Say
bad
it
in no
again. Say
kind
it
of way
again.
because you are ejecting them,
Mm.
because you have to do it. You have to, because there is no way you are going to be able to level up and be around all these people that always talking about what they don't have and what they can't do and who did what and why this person did, come on now, I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that I don't complain. We all complain from time to time, but you cannot surround yourself with those types of individuals with limiting mindset.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I'm not saying, don't try to help them or anything like that. But you have to know when how they say know when to hold them and know when to fold them. You have to know when you kind of got to say, okay, you know what, I'm gonna have to leave you right there.
Oh yes.
I got things to do. I'm on my way to level up. Okay,
Yes, yes. It's time to
and
change.
not feel bad.
Exactly. You can't feel bad because again, that I keep telling you, some strong people's. That's it's like Kimberly has made several comments here. She said it's so sad, but it's so true. It is sad, but it's true. And yeah, we can hurt just for a little. I always tell people that are going through something, that are going through those challenging times. Listen, I appreciate your phone call, or I appreciate your visit. I realize that you are in the well right now. And the well is what, like when I used to go visit grandma, and she used to get her water from this well we pump, and she bring water. So I realize that you're inside that well, but I'm not coming down in there with you because both of us will be stuck. So what I'll do is I'll toss you a rope and pull you out of there. And if you don't want to come out right then, I'll tie it around the nearest tree and still leave that rope dangling in there. So when you're ready to come out, you'll pull yourself out. So we can't go and visit the same place that someone is stuck in because our focus, our vision, our imprints are waiting on us so we can empower others or inspire others. So that's what this summit is all about, ladies. And that's why you are the chosen one. You're the chosen one, you're the favorite ones, and you are going to continue to go out there and stay tethered with those because next year is going to be a new set of women, or even this year, I believe. I've already seen an email or something where there's another summit
In
following this.
July, yes, in July. Please
Okay.
register for that.
Power up.
So there's another summit that's already brewing, and guess what? It will be a new series of leaders, women that are just speakers that are ready to inspire others, ready to empower others, ready to motivate others, and that's the thing we have to home in on is the fact, just like you said, Jacqueline. You thought of Eric Thomas. There are so many other motivational speakers out there, and one that I see, that's the two that I see before me tonight. The two motivational speakers that I see before me tonight are changing lives because I see comments that are coming in. I can't keep up with them all, but you are doing the same thing that Eric Thomas doing. So keep going. Keep going, ladies that are gonna be at the Level Up Virtual Summit. Listen, you're just getting a smidget of what you're gonna hear from these two powerful, and I believe Dr. Z will be there too, but before the end of this night is over with. This this summit is taking place during the days of April 16th through the 18th. And again, it's definitely time to level up. These ladies have been telling you that you got to hang out with the right people who will impact your future, not your past. So pay it forward to those that will impact your future, those that will not hold you back. And that's why you have to continue to leave imprints and leave the right imprints for others to resurrect out of those dead situations that they may be encountering or they may be stuck in. So that's why you'll hear that coming from me a lot. It's time to resurrect the dead speakers, and if they don't want to be resurrected, they can stay there because Jacqueline and Dr. Z are going to continue to leave an imprint for others to follow because they want to be similar to the next Maya Angelou's or the next Dr. Martin Luther King or the next, just the next of those that have left a powerful imprint for us to level it up. So, my next question to you, ladies, because this has been so good. This has been like the longest. This has been the longest show I've been on this week. But what who motivated you other than Kern? Because Kern name is out there so many times. Everyone is like, yes, she's great, she's awesome, she's so. And you've mentioned Eric Thomas. So who else? What other motivational speakers have inspired you, or individuals that have inspired you to do what you're doing today?
Hmm. I need to let me think about that for a second.
Okay.
Okay, I'll go ahead. First, I want to be clear. I would definitely be speaking at this conference if I could, but I've been having a lot of migraines lately, and my migraines affect my speech. I start stuttering, and I have one
Okay.
coming on now. But who inspired me are my parents, and then I also had some leaders within the disability inclusion world who just encouraged me to live my truth, tell my story, and that's how I became speaking. How I started speaking is just by the people that I've encountered, mentors, Jill Hawthorne, Kimberly Chappelle. These are people that might not be names that are on your tongue readily because you might not know them, but these are the people who were my cheerleaders early on in my career, and encouraged me to show up and show out. Karen Kwame, Andy Imparato. He's a wonderful attorney who's for disability rights, and he often encouraged me, Zakia, despite having a mental health impairment, you can still do anything you put your mind to it. And when you have challenges at work, use the process that's there to make a complaint if you need to, or leave. If you don't like the game that's being played, sometimes you just have to identify the game, decide if you want to play in it, or go to another team. And I've done that many times in my career. And I commend her and Cherry for having a platform like this. I commend Jacqueline for having her platform, and you, Dr. Speaks, because encouraging people to speak, speaking is one of the things that many people, fear. But I say face everything and run and tell your story because you matter. And I don't want to be rude, but I need to take some medication for my migraine before it gets any worse.
No
I don't want to end up
problem.
in the hospital again. So I'm going to
Thank
say
you.
thank you for this opportunity. If you haven't signed up for the Level Up Summit, please go to the link right there and and sign up. If you have services or you're selling some type of product, I encourage you to be a vendor at this event because you're going to be in front of thousands of people from here in the United States and also abroad. So don't miss the opportunity. I am Dr. Zakia, and feel free to connect with me on social platforms at the Zakia Mabry. And thank you so much. And with that, I say peace, love, and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank
You
you so
too.
much. We'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye bye.
Well, that was Dr. Z. She was first in, now she's first out, and a very phenomenal, powerful young lady, Jacqueline. She is. You can't even tell that she has any type of issues. So I applaud her for who she is and that she actually showed up. So let us know that those or that individual that was very inspiring to you.
Well, I'll say my mom. My mom was always my biggest cheerleader. She was the one that always told me, you could do this, you could do that. It was like it was no limits, when it came to me. So she was my biggest cheerleader. And, like I said, even to this day, I mean, she passed in 2006. So even to this day, like I said, she's, been my biggest cheerleader. But
Wow.
in terms of being inspired, I have to say all of us, all of the women that I work with, all of the women that I collaborate with, all of the women that I see, that I'm connected to on social media, and I just see all of the wonderful things that everybody is doing. Just all the different projects and how so many people's voices, so many women, so many of us are providing platforms for other women to get on and allow their voices to be heard and their stories to be told. So I am very inspired by my sister entrepreneurs. I mean, all the time. And you know what? And even this, let me say this. The fact that a lot of us are working a full-time job, we have children, husbands. Maybe some of us are even caring for elderly parents, like myself, my dad. And we have responsibilities in the community, maybe at the church or whatever other responsibility we have, but we still show up. We still show up, do our lives, do our podcast, so on and so forth, and get that message out there. Still take the time to actually inspire, encourage other women out there, other women that need to hear your voice, because you never know who's listening to your message and who you might help at that moment. You never know. And sometimes you'll never know. And sometimes later on down the line, you'll find out. I've been following you for so many years, and you did a broadcast one time and you said this and it really resonated with me. And as a result, I started my own business, or, I decided to level up in my own way,
Mhm.
whatever that looks like for that individual. So for those women that make the time, and through it all, like Dr. Z, like through it all, the pain and maybe the uncomfortability, maybe health issues, but they still show up.
Speak,
That's inspiration to me.
speak, my sister, speak,
Mhm.
because what you're saying is so true. They still show up in spite of whatever they are going through. That
Mhm.
means that sets the example for other individuals that think that just because I have a mental health issue, I can't show up. I'm going to go in and give it a 99.99%. And then if I have to leave, at least I gave it 99.99%. And she did. My, did she ever do that? Because she dropped some heavy nuggets. You both did. Before coming on the call, Karen said, "Oh, tonight's call is going to be phenomenal." And I mean, honestly, it was. So tell us, you spoke about what it is that you do, your topic for the summit on between April 16th and April 17th. What actually, how can one get in touch with you? Because you have a great platform as well. How can we connect with you, Jacqueline?
Okay, so I'll start by saying I have a very strong presence on Facebook. So my Facebook handle is realizing your potential, and then the numbers 123. So you can connect with me on my Facebook business page, or my personal page, which is Jacqueline Harvey Kaba. That's my personal page. I'm also on LinkedIn under my name, Jacqueline Kaba. And I'm also on Instagram, and my Instagram handle is realizing your potential 123. So, I can be contacted those ways. And I also have a website, which is realizing your potential 123.com. So that's how you can reach me.
Wow, this is it. I'm telling you, phenomenal woman. She's done amazing things, and she is so legit, too legit to quit. I forget to sing that song.
MC Hammer, right?
Oh yes, MC Hammer. You demonstrate for us, Jacqueline. Yeah, oh, okay, that's it.
Remember that?
That was a,
Look,
soon as
don't get me
say
started.
that, Jacqueline. You say don't get you started. This is it. This is what we want to pump folks up to come up to. The time is now. It's time to level up. Do you see the link that's there? I'm telling you, you heard some amazing comments this evening, and like I said, it keeps getting hotter, hotter, and hotter. Jacqueline, who are some of the speakers that are well known speakers other than you and Dr. Z that will be at the event?
You know what? I got to pull
No.
it up. I mean, because I turned all my devices off. I
Okay.
know off the top of my head, I know Dr. Cheryl Wood
Yes,
is going
front
to be
page.
speaking. Oh my God, I'm drawing the blank. And it's like I can see their faces.
Yeah, so I'm gonna have some of our visitors type in some. Let's see who can guess. I just want to say that if you don't know them, Jacqueline know who they are. I know who they are. We want you to go to the link and register so you can see who they are. Don't forget, once you register, you can hit the home page and on the home page, you'll see the first page of speakers. But then there's a second page. You're going to think that just the first page is the only speaker, but there's a second page too. And I didn't know that. Dr. Sonia Striblings, yes, that's Kern out there throwing some nuggets in.
Mhm. I said
Yes,
she gonna put them all in there.
Girl Woods, come on, Karen, with it. She's dropping nuggets, you know. Who else she put out here? Oh my goodness. Forbes Riley, yes. Forbes Riley is another phenomenal young lady. Unbelievable. She said that's probably about enough for right now. Just teasers. Teasers that she has been putting out there. But the only way you can get to hear them speak is by going to this link right here. Registration is free. And I will be back again tomorrow evening. This is my last evening. Let's see. I think Cheryl put something else out here. What does it say, Jacqueline?
It says Natasha Grano, and it says Instagram star, 2 million followers.
Oh my goodness. Instagram star. I'm done with
Well, Instagram is kind of happening, if you will. I don't know if that's the right lingo, but there's a lot of people on, there's a lot of people on Instagram.
yes, yes, it
Hmm.
is. It is like it seems as though it's easier to use and you don't have as many pop-ups and things like that like you do on Facebook. Not to discredit Facebook, but
Right.
people can just get there and post what they want to very easily. So go ahead, take 30 seconds. We've given you the link so many times to you can register now. Remember, this event takes place April 16th through the 18th, and the mission is to bring together the best, the brightest, and the most brilliant entrepreneurs, business leaders, world changers, and difference makers for 3 days, not one, two, but three. And they're there for connection, creation, and contribution. It's time to level up, everyone. You heard my sister saying that we don't get together and do a lot of things anymore. But there you have it. There are three things that you can get together to do. Tomorrow we have Maria Hall and Travis Michelle. They will be our guests tomorrow evening. And I am so honored. We have been here all week, starting off with Noreen Henry and John Lickens. The first evening we had Barbara Beckley and Lawana Bradford, and then last night Jonathan Haynes was here, and he sang two songs for us. Oh my goodness, he was on fire last night. So he's excited about being at the summit. He's an ambassador for the summit as well as Barbara Beckley. And tonight we had Jacqueline and our friend Dr. Z who had to leave. So again, we'll be here tomorrow with Marie Hall and Travis Michelle. And I want to thank each and every one of you for tuning in this evening. I want to thank Dr. Kern for always being in position and just being like linking the world together. And you can register once more at www.time2levelup.com, and that's the number 2. Jacqueline, do you have like one last takeaway for our audience tonight?
Mm. I would say in order to get something different, you have to do something different. You can't keep doing the same thing expecting different results.
Tell me that wasn't Les Brown quote, one of his quotes. You heard it from my sister Jacqueline, and we didn't even tell each other what colors we were wearing or anything
Mhm.
tonight. That's what you call great mind, synergy, energy. We're here to inspire you. So thank you, Jacqueline, for being with us this evening. Such a pleasure meeting you face to face, and I look forward to connecting and collaborating with you in the future, my beautiful sister.
Oh, thank you so much. And it's good meeting you too. I know we have been talking back and forth, but it's good to actually, see you and talk with you. And thank you for having me.
You're very welcome. Good night, everyone.
Okay, good night.